Welcome back. Since the start of the COVID pandemic, family courts in Ontario have been operating on an emergency-only basis. Right now, there is a 4 to 5 month backlog, with cases from March not being scheduled until October and November. Along with that, law firms are also seeing, not really a surprise here, an uptick in divorce inquiries. Joining us this morning to bring us up to speed on the state of our courts, as well as those rise in divorce questions, is Anne-Marie Musson, principal lawyer at Musson Law Firm. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So we just had that chat, Anne-Marie, and this doesn't necessarily surprise you. We've been talking about it for some time. You know, when you're cooped up with that significant other, things happen. There's a bit of tension that maybe was already boiling from before, right?
Absolutely. Well, initially when COVID happened, our office saw about a 30% increase in terms of inquiries. But over the past couple of weeks, that number is now more than 100%. And we anticipate the numbers are actually going to even grow as we move into phase 3, because people are worried that there might be a second wave and that they might have to go back into isolation with a person or a relationship that's not working and where they don't want to be.
Oh, wow. So, Anne-Marie, so when we hear inquiries, how many of those inquiries actually follow through and become, unfortunately, a divorce?
It's a quite high number. I would say somewhere between 80 to 90%. So a lot of people are taking this next step.
Okay, so let's just say someone's watching right now and, you know, they have questions. We're seeing a major backlog in the courts, but when it comes to talking to a professional, where would someone begin?
Well, the two most important decisions that people can make when they're contemplating divorce is choosing the right lawyer and choosing the right professional. The process really matters in this particular case. And the reason being is the decisions that you make now can affect your family and your savings and your net worth moving forward. So it's really important that you take the time to do that. And I work in an area called collaborative law. And what we do is we really work with the families to help them not only learn to co-parent moving forward, but also help them save their nest egg and their family savings and not use it in court fees and have it depleted in that manner.
There are really a number of considerations, financial, as you mentioned, but when there are kids that are in play here, that obviously adds another layer of concern. How do you help people in your process on how does that work with families? That it's such a concern.
Well, in collaborative law, we work with a team-based approach, and we'll bring a social worker onto our team, which will help the parents really learn to not put the children in the middle of the process and not put the children in between these issues that they're facing. And so we find that really helps parents refocus, and it helps them learn to co-parent moving forward so that we can preserve some of these relationships as we go forward.
As we move to the court process, we've been talking about stage 2 versus stage 3, and what the physical courts then look like. Can you give us an indication of public safety and health, what that looks like?
Well, right now, the courts are currently operating under an urgent and priority matters only. They have a very limited number of courtrooms actually open for in-person hearings. And with that, they have safety protocols in place. But the vast majority of cases really still are being heard through electronic means. And the few matters that do need to be held in person, they have the protocols in place. But the backlog really is 6 months, and it's growing because cases that were being dealt with in March are now being pushed off until the fall or later, and we haven't even dealt with the new cases that the courts are going to be seeing.
Okay, well, definitely a lot to consider here, and I wish we had more time to chat, but we have run out of it. Anne-Marie, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.